Hello and welcome. We're talking more casino chips today, as I think this is important to do because it's good to compare differences in chips to develop your taste and what you're looking for and what you like. And everybody will be different as to which they prefer and what styles of chips they like. So we're looking at some Paulson casino chips. I was about to say Las Vegas, but I realized we have the Jack Cleveland here. So real quick, introduction to each chip, and then we'll talk about which one stands out to me. Bally's is very two-tone. They have white and this light blue. Top hat and cane mold, small inlay. It's just a very simple, clean chip. The Venetian is very similar. We have a top hat and cane mold with the same 4 1/8 inch edge spot pattern, and the same size inlay. And just looking at those two, worlds of opinions flying in through those two. Then we have the Jack Cleveland. This is what replaced the Cleveland Horseshoe Casino. Should I roll one of those chips in? Future of casino videos, but this was replaced with this. And it's different in that it has a different mold. It's a reverse hat and cane mold, as opposed to the top hat and cane mold of the Venetian and Bally's and New York, which we'll talk about here in a second. So reverse hat and cane mold, which leaves a larger imprint here in the center, but it has the same size inlay. And that's maybe an acquired taste, and maybe you will not like that. And then we move to the New York. And the difference here, obviously the same top hat and cane mold, same size inlay, similar colors, but we're looking at 1/4 inch edge spots. And just, when you look at certain chips together, you realize, wow, tone and, value all come into play. How light is that chip? How light do you want that chip? And what does that convey? Contrast versus less contrast. And then we have the Planet Hollywood with the 1 inch edge spots, very similar to Jack Casino here in the edge spot size. And this one's on a house mold. All right, pretty interesting. So let's dive into the discussion. To me, the Jack and Planet Hollywood are looking to be more casual and fun. That's what these large 1 inch edge spots communicate to me. It's less precise. It's more broad brushstrokes. And the colors on the Planet Hollywood in particular make it very energetic, full of energy with all the activity and busyness of that inlay. So do I like it? For Planet Hollywood, actually, this seems to fit very well with their place in the market. They're not an upscale casino. They're not trying to be an upscale casino. I get it. Jack Casino, I feel like, is very similar with the faux shaped inlay. Obviously, it's a circle inlay, but they put this star pattern on here. And I think that's less formal and meant to be more casual. So that's what's communicated with those two. These three seem to be slightly more formal. You get the warmth of the Venetian. And I think they did a great job capturing a warm chip with little subtle things, with the color of the edge spots and the inlay. So the Venetian is really interesting. And these two are more sterile. The Bally's in New York with the blue and white. And again, Bally's is kind of in the same, in my opinion, in the same kind of bracket as Planet Hollywood. It's not exactly the most luxurious of casinos. It's right there at prime time, the corner, right there across from the Bellagio, Flamingo, Caesars, all right there. So it has a great location, but, I don't know. Does that chip feel right to me? I'm not sure if it feels right to me. Looking at the chip as a standalone chip, I love it. Granted, it might be a little more sterile and not as warm as the Venetian chip, but it's a lovely chip. And when I show up in that casino hall, it's dated. So New York, again, a similar feel. I like the chip in itself, but does it feel like a New York chip? That's kind of where I have some issues. So as far as just looking at chips, the New York really stands out to me, and the Venetian really stand out to me as stellar chips. The contrast, the high contrast, the warmth, they both have qualities that I really like. Bally's is really close second, and then these two are, in my opinion, more of character actors. They fit their mold for what they're doing, but the Top Hat and Cane mold of these two chips is absolutely lovely. If you twisted my arm and made me choose one that I was going to run in a home game, I'd probably choose the Venetian. Just because the warmth, and it just seems like such an interesting dynamic chip, whereas New York does seem a little bit more sterile, similar to the Bally's chip. Anyway, that's interesting for me to review some chips. Last week, if you remember, we talked about some blue chips. You can watch that video if you'd like. Please visit our sponsor, PokerChipForum.com, and I'm interested to read in the comments below your opinions about these chips. Which one is your favorite and why? Thank you so much for watching. My name is John Hobby.